That's a tough question. I think it's important to have female role models to help girls get into squash, because once you see it, you feel like you can actually be that kind of person. For me, when I was growing up, that's who I looked up to, and I think in every sport, not just squash, it's just so important to have that that role model to look up to, as I said, because then once you see it, you can be it, and it's so uplifting to see other females in their own sport and for us to look up to. My role model was probably Cassie Jackman, and also Sarah Fitzgerald as well, and then later on, sort of throughout my career, Nicole David I think was a big one. I think when you watch other female athletes play when you're younger, you have something to look up to, and as I said, it's very, very inspiring, and you think if they can do it, why can't I do it as well? Yeah, I think so. Had they not been there, definitely. I know it from experience in other sports. Had I seen other female role models in other sports, also might have picked that up. So I think it was something that I always looked up to. And yeah, now I think it's great in every sport. There are so many great female athletes now competing in almost every sport. So as a kid, you have a lot more choice than probably I did when I was a bit younger. So they were very, very important to me. I think being a woman in squash, there is definitely a few challenges, but I would say on the whole I've been really, really lucky in my career and haven't sort of felt that too challenging. I think for a while, obviously, we had the prize money was very different, female, male, and that is massively changed now on the tour, so I think that's one challenge that was quite difficult at the start to see that. I think the biggest challenge in terms of young girls is the lack of girls playing at the same time in the same age group, and it can put a lot of girls off playing. I was quite happy to sort of go on and play with the boys, it didn't really bother me, but I think that's something that's a big challenge, is to get a group of girls that are friends and all play squash together to encourage each other, I think is probably the biggest challenge. I think that in squash we can definitely expose women's squash more in terms of getting more kids into playing it, and I think the one way that the tour could help that is maybe during events having girls only lessons or classes, maybe ideally led by a female pro, but if not, just having someone take a girls only class during an event. I think that would be great, and it would just make them feel a bit more comfortable, and then that way we would grow the game that way and get more exposure from doing girls only classes. I think, as I said, that would help massively then in feeding into the pros, seeing that there's a path for us as well to go into coaching. I think that's still a bit of a block, that there's not that many, but I've certainly noticed in the last 5-6 years how many more female coaches there is, and I think that's really good for the game. It's a massive difference. I personally switched to a female coach in the last 2 seasons, or season and a half, and I found a massive, massive difference, because female coaches, they understand and they get it, and they know what it's like to be a female on tour. We have a lot more complicated sort of mentality, I think, at times, and we also have a lot more stuff to deal with during competitions that's not just about squash. And I think the main thing is they can understand that, and they can help, and they can feed back their own experiences of how that is. So I think it's really, really important, and it's great to see so many ex-pros now, female pros especially, going into coaching and becoming a big part of the pro game. I hope that, you know, when I retire from squash, the legacy that I leave is that I had a fun career. I think, you know, it's the elite level of being on the tour is obviously all about what you win and that kind of thing, and I totally understand that. And so I'll definitely look back on that, but I think for my own personal sake, I wanted to always have fun and enjoy myself and show that and breed my own personality onto the tour. And I think it's really, really important for the game that we have that. And so my legacy would be that I really enjoyed myself. I competed hard, competed fair, but I really enjoyed myself and left no sort of enjoyment out of it when I retire.